Okay, there we are. Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon for those of you joining. Welcome to Warm-Up Day 27. As always, if you're here, please leave me a comment so I know that you're joining me. All right, we'll get started. Okay, let's start standing. Good morning. Good morning, Christy. Okay, so actually you can start standing or you can start on the floor, but I'd like you to come into some space where you can work and close your eyes and think of the moment that you woke up today. Presumably you were in bed. So if you want to, you can bring yourself onto the floor to mimic that state of being. But I'd like you to take yourself all the way back to the moment that you woke up, whenever that was. And from the moment that you woke up to this moment right here, quite a lot has happened, whether you realize it or not. So I'd like you to take yourself through physically everything that you did from the moment you woke up to this moment here, and you'll do it just in the space that you're in. So usually this is done in the classroom, so you can't actually go to your bathroom, which you can do now because you're at your home, but you'll do it right in the space that you're in, right? And it'll be a sort of fast-forward montage version of your morning so far. So you can have any sort of montage music playing in your head as you do this. So would you now do that? Take yourself in a montage, fast-forward way from the moment you woke up to this moment right here, physically in your body. Go. About another minute or so it's a fast one. Okay, and coming to the present moment, working your way now towards that present moment. The next few beats of the montage play of your morning. Good morning, Andrea. So feel free to finish up as you need to, and I'll just keep feeding some thoughts in. So now as you stand here in this present moment, having performed your montage play of the morning of your morning, think back through all the wealth of information that you have discovered in your body. Everything that your hands have done already. Everything that they've touched. Everything, every place in your home or wherever space you're in that your feet have made contact with. All the spaces in which your body has already been. All the ways in which your spine has moved already this morning, even if you got up, 5 minutes ago. All the places your butt has been, all the things that your eyes have seen, have been taking in, all the ways that your head and your neck have turned, all the thoughts that you've had. So there has already been an incredible wealth of information this morning in your body physically. So as you stand here in this present moment, be aware of those things, or some of those things. Be aware of the aliveness of your body. And now also be aware of the aliveness in your breath. And as the breath enters your body, it brings the pictures of your morning even more into you as you stand here in this present moment. You can feel the breath coming in through soft parted lips. And if they're not already parted, go ahead and lick your lips and give them a smack. And blow through them. And then allow your lips to be soft and parted so the breath can come in and out easily through your mouth. And as you bring some of your attention in this present moment onto your breath, the breath is dropping into your middle, yes, but also you can perhaps have a sense that that breath is also coming into those parts of your body that you've already been utilizing this morning. You've already been expressing with this morning. Your arms, your hands, your fingertips. What sorts of things have your fingertips have done? Did they have to open up a can of cat food at 3 in the morning because your cats made you? Did they have to do that fine work that they were not ready to do at 3 in the morning? They just wanted to be in bed. Can you feel the breath coming all the way down into your fingertips? Can you picture the breath coming down into your belly, into your torso, into your pelvis? Knowing that your pelvis has already done quite a bit. It's probably sat and stood. It's probably moved around. It's been the motivator for your legs. And can you feel the breath coming down into your legs as you stand here? Can you feel some aspect, semblance, feeling of your breath? Can you feel it coming down through your legs, down through your feet and ankles and toes? Now knowing that your toes and your feet, and they've done so much already. They brought you from your bed to your bathroom, to your kitchen, to the couch, back to the bathroom. Maybe you put socks on them and they're resenting you for covering them up. How dare you? You know. But really think the breath is going down into your feet. And now can you think of the breath coming up from your middle? Can the breath come up into your shoulders, up and through your neck and up and through your skull. And with that memory, with that residue of what your head and neck have done this morning, they've probably turned this way and that way, probably looked up quickly at something maybe that startled you in the morning, maybe your phone rang. Oh, it's time to get up. In your head, right? Your head got that. And as you breathe into your head and neck, you're even more aware of that experience. And now standing there, aware of your morning, aware of that experience, aware of the breath in your body. And now let your body be filled with the vibrations of your voice. Ha, the simple touch of sound. Ha. Even for that moment where we touch sound. Ha ha. Can you feel a little reverberation of those vibrations through your whole body, this knowledgeable body? Ha ha. Ha ha. Ha ha. And maybe as we in dialogue with me and these double touches of sound, maybe it can be like a quick revisit to all of those experiences in your body. It's like a flash of something comes through you in your body, mind's eye as you feel the vibrations reverberating through your body. Ha ha. Ha ha. Ha ha. Ha ha. And now start to drop down your spine. Ha ha. As if to let go of all of that morning. Ha ha. Dropping to the floor. Ha ha. Your knees stay soft. Ha ha. Ha ha. Ha ha. Ha ha. And now as you hang there, let a wave of vibration wash over your body. As if to let now all the thoughts of the morning go, to truly bring yourself now into this present moment. And then feeding in that sigh, that wave of vibration, and bouncing the sound from your knees. And then walking your hands forward into a pike position. Ooh, can't see me. You adjust, coming now into a pike position, hands forward. You may think of this as a downward dog. And then you're going to bounce your heels down to the floor and bounce the sound down from your tailbone, down through your legs and through your heels into the floor. And now reverse that thought. Think of your vibrations coming up from your heels, over your legs, over your back body, and then down and out through your face and out through your mouth as you bounce. Gently let your knees come to the ground. And begin to move your spine pleasurably. Moving it forward into the day. Letting your spine here breathe. Getting a sense of your breath moving through your undulating, your pleasurably moving spine. And you've taken yourself from your bed into this moment. Your mind at some point may start to go into all of the things you have to do after this. And if you find that happens, then just think of the spine, releasing those thoughts from you and bringing yourself back to this present moment, into this relationship with your spine. And now you'll continue to move pleasurably, and anytime that you feel you need a rest, you can come back to a folded leaf or a child's pose, and you can rest there for a moment, as I'm doing now. You can join me for a moment. And then you'll come back up onto all fours, and as you move your spine, maybe even stretching your front body, maybe even coming up like Ariel on the rocks, being a part of your world, you're going to flutter the vibrations of sound through your lips. And maybe picturing that you're from your tailbone to your lips, it's like two ends of a jump rope. And the vibrationary jump rope is sort of moving around like double dutch or freestyle. And that's your spine, resonant with the vibrations of you. Anytime you need to, come back to a folded leaf. And if you haven't already, come back into a folded leaf now and give yourself a little release and rest. As you speak that thought, notice how your vibrations feel from your tailbone to your lips and all the way through that spine that was so lively a moment ago. And now come onto your side body and onto your back. Let yourself relax now onto your back. Your whole back body that was a moment ago so resonant, and you still feel the memory of that through your spine. And if you need something for your head, like a tiny pillow or a little padding, then feel free to grab it. If you're working on a hardwood floor, let's say. Bring your fingers now into your jaw and massage your jaw. Massage those jaw muscles. You can take the fingertips. You can even take the heels of your hands. And there's a little round bone in the heel of your hand that fits nicely up into that hinge joint. And you can do like a backward C up into the hinge, forward under the cheekbone, down the masseter and back. Really asking that jaw to soften and release. And let it go. Feed in a sigh from your tailbone through that resonant spine up and over the roof of your mouth, and then shake your jaw loose. Again. forget of that resonant spine, of that resonant back body. So as you're shaking your jaw loose, really think into the space in your back. And then bring your fingers up to the sides of your skull, massaging the temporalis muscles. You can use the heels of your hands or your fingertips or even your knuckles. And maybe you imagine here that you're back at the salon or the barber shop. And you're getting a really luxurious shampoo. You may feel that these muscles are quite sensitive. And for those of us that have been looking at screens a lot, oof, yeah, these can be quite tight. So the eyes are getting fatigued, the muscles behind the eyes are getting fatigued, the temporalis muscles are getting tired. So we're going to spend a little bit of time here. And in fact, because I think our eyes will really appreciate it, bring your fingers now to your forehead, to your eyebrows, above your eyebrows. And I like to use my thumb, the knuckles of my thumbs, and I'm just going to massage into my forehead and around my eyes. You may feel little spots that feel like tender pressure points. And then take your fingers and massage into your eye sockets as much as you care to. Perhaps your fingers aren't clean and you don't want to, and that's fine too. You can just stick to the sides of your skull. Keep your jaw hanging here. We're asking our jaw to be free through all of this. And then the top of the skull, give the top of your skull a bit of a release. And then you can sigh, hum to your lips as you do this and feel the vibrations reverberating through those bony hollows of your skull. Massaging the back of your skull. And now let that go, and again sighing from your pelvis through your resonant spine up and over the roof of your mouth, and shake your jaw loose. And see if that feels any freer, any easier. Maybe you have more sense of vibrations coming into the roof of your mouth. And then your arms, like mine, might be feeling a little bit tired from all of that work. So let's let our arms now flop out to the sides to a T position. And then float your knees up and over your belly. First one and then the other. And let your legs fall to one side of your body. Let your head and neck drop gently to the left. You're in a diagonal stretch on that side. And if you want a bit more stretch, you can let your hand flop onto the top knee. And if you need something between your thighs like a pillow, then feel free to grab it. And now yawning in through a smiling animal roar. The cheeks go wide. You yawn in all the way to the hip socket nearest the ground. And as you sigh out on breath, stretch and relax your tongue twice. This time yawning in, sighing down to that hip socket lung, where it turns to a river of sound vibration As you sigh out through that animal roar space, you'll stretch and relax your tongue to get it out of the way. Remember, the back of your throat stays open. You're sighing out through that wide animal roar mouth. And then as you float your knees up and over your belly, loosen the middle of your tongue and let them drop over to the other side, diagonal stretch. Turn my body so I can face you. Really think of the breath yawning into that animal roar, dropping down to the hip socket nearest the ground. It turns to a river of sound vibration that travels out through your torso, and then stretch and relax your tongue as the vibrations fly out of your mouth, flow out of your mouth. If your hand is on your knee, let it drop to the ground. Float your knees up and over your belly, loosening your tongue. Clasp your hands around your right knee. Let your left foot drop flat to the floor. Feet in the side, down to the right hip socket. And as you loosen the middle of your tongue, shake your knee in and away from the belly. And you can add to this, letting your head rock gently from ear to ear, getting a stretch in your neck, loosening your neck as you loosen in your hip socket and you loosen in your tongue. Exchange your knees, feeding in the side down to that hip socket, as though the roots of your tongue actually extend down to that hip socket. So as you shake your knee in and away from the belly, you're imagining that you're loosening the roots of your tongue, which are now in your hip sockets, as you loosen your actual tongue in the middle of your mouth. And unclasp that knee, let your head come to the middle. And let yourself picture the space now that you've created in your hip sockets. And now, as if you could speak from that source, from your whole pelvic source, speak from there. that your head and neck are a little sore, like it needs a bit more. So let's clasp our hands behind our head. And you're going to lift your head up. Ooh, there we go, yes. And you're going to stretch the back of the neck so that you're looking through, if your eyes are open, you're looking through your legs now. But you keep your belly completely soft. And you're going to let your head or your neck can do it. So your hands, or your hands can do it. You're going to circle your head around as if your nose is drawing a circle in the air in front of you. And your neck can do it or your hands can move your head. Doesn't matter. There you go. But you're going to circle your head around. And then go the other way. Then come back to the center, still letting your head be floating up into your hands. And then let the tip of your tongue be behind your bottom teeth, and you're going to sigh. Yeah. Keeping the belly soft from your pelvis past the front of your tongue. Sigh. Yeah. And the throat is open. Yeah. Eyes can be open, sighing through your legs. Yeah. Belly soft. Yeah. Throat open. Yeah. Gently let your head come back down. Unclasp your head. Float your knees over your belly. Hug your knees into you. Give them a little shake in and away from you. And let yourself come to stillness. Fall to one side. In a semi-fetal on one side of your body. Come onto your hands and knees. Back to a folded leaf. Put your hands in front of you, tuck your toes underneath you, push yourself back into a squat. Heel toe from side to side to open up your hip socket. Let your head hang over. Let the sound really drop to gravity here. Center yourself in the middle of your squat. Float your tailbone up to the sky on the next tongue loosening. Walk your feet underneath your hip sockets. Loosen your neck. Shake it yes. Shake it no. Keep your knees soft. Relax your neck and slowly come up your spine. About 5 of these bring you up your spine. Knees soft. Coming all the way up your spine. As you come to standing, la 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 ma ma ma. And take a little wider stance. Put your hands now on your hip sockets and remind yourself of that hip socket source. So the lungs being in your hip sockets, and your hands are here just to soften a bit. I'm just feeling a bit tight in my hip sockets, so you can soften and massage a bit here. But let your hands come to the hip sockets and let the breath and the vibrations come from there. La 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 ma ma ma. Let your head rock from side to side. Ya 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 la 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 ma ma ma. Neck is loose. Ya 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 la 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 ma ma ma. Ya 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 la 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 ma ma ma. Ya 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 la 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 ma ma ma. Let your head come back to the center. Let your hands drop. Come back to your hips underneath your feet underneath your hip socket. And just feed it a yawning stretch. And then breathe in and out in a whispered caw. Thinking soft palate opens. And then let that go. And shake the vibrations of sound through your body. And then lengthen your neck up and back. And then bring a hand to your chest, or both hands to your chest. Or slip your other hand between your shoulder blades. And let your thought drop down into your hips, down into your pelvis. And sigh up through your chest. And maybe picturing your ribs and your torso like an open, like a big open cave. And your ribs are like the rock, the stalagmites and the stalactites of the cave. And you can feel your voice reverberating through your torso, your cave. To really feel the vibrations, feel the resonance in the bones. To, yes, you hear it, but to really feel what your voice feels like in your body. What a beautiful acoustical chamber your ribs, the cave of your torso is. And come up on your neck. Can you stay connected to that source in your pelvis or your hip sockets as you come up your neck? And now the shape of your channel has changed, and you can imagine now, excuse me, from the pelvic source, your vibrations now find the space in your mouth, in the roof of your mouth, and find your mouth resonance. And yes, you can bring your hands to the side of your mouth to again feel the resonance in your mouth. And yes, you hear the sound of your voice, but can you really feel it and pay attention to the feeling of the resonance in your mouth? And maybe rather than the cave, you're calling out across and through the wide open spring field, the prairie of your mouth, the wide open field. And then lengthen your neck forward. So the shape of your channel has changed, but stay connected to that source in your pelvis and in your hip sockets. And now you're going to let the vibrations come from your pelvis right into your teeth. Hee. Hee. And yes, the front blade of the tongue has fallen forward and it's coaxing, it's encouraging the vibrations to come into your teeth. Hee. And And maybe as you stand in the field, you're looking down at a beautiful daffodil or a spring flower, and you're letting your teeth resonance drop to that flower. Or maybe it's sort of like a buttercup, and the vibrations are dropping into that flower. Hee, 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 hee. And come back out into the field, and surprisingly the field is now full of spring flowers, and you let your vibrations radiate out to them. Ha, ha. And maybe you've plucked one of those flowers and you come back into the cave, to the cavern of your chest. And now the cavern is filled with the color and the flowers from the field, and your chest resonance also has that color in it. And come up on your neck. And let's blend those three places, the openness of the cave, the wide field, and that very direct dropping to the flower at your feet. Let's blend those three places of resonance. Hey, 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 hey. And you never need to push. Your voice is resonant and amplified by these resonators. Hey, hey, hey. And shake that resonance through your body. Hey. And as if you could send the warm vibrations of your hey to the flowers of your field. Hey. And through the other arm. Hey. And through a leg, hey. And through the other leg, hey. And through both of your arms and both of your legs, hey, hey, hey. Hey, everybody. Hey, how you feeling? Hey, what a great day. Hey, hey, hey. Hey. And as you hear the people in the other room, hey, stand there and be aware of the journey you've taken today. The journey from your bed to here, to beginning this warm-up, to now this moment. Notice how your body feels. Notice your breath. Notice if anything's changed. Ha. And as you touch sound, notice how your vibrations feel. Ha ha. I feel, you'll say, and whatever it is that you feel right now. I feel spaceship. All right, that's it today. I hope you enjoyed this warm-up, this revisiting of our mornings. So it may feel like these times where we're on our couch for most of the day or sitting at our table that maybe we're not getting that much done, but hopefully you see that that there's quite a lot that our body does, even from the moment we wake up to joining me for this warm-up. So perhaps you'll appreciate that today, and I wish you the best. I'll see you tomorrow.